and across the nation, there were several celebrations held to honor and commemorate the life and legacy of the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. 5 News reporter Micah Wilson is in Fayetteville with a look at some of today's celebrations.
Darren, from the River Valley to Northwest Arkansas, hundreds came out to events in person or virtually to celebrate the life of Dr. Martin Luther King and his legacy as we look for new ways to continue it.
We have to celebrate the progress. We have to protect the progress. And I'm very appreciative of the steps that we have made.
Fayetteville City Council member DeAndre Jones says MLK Day celebrations go beyond hosting parades and banquets and says we must continue to fight for equity, diversity, and inclusion. And it starts with education.
As it relates to the critical race theory, so many people are in opposition, but some of those same people are quoting Dr. King.
According to educationweek.org, so far 33 states, including Arkansas, have introduced bills that would restrict teaching critical race theory or limiting how teachers can discuss racism and sexism in K through 12 classrooms. Some supporters of the ban argue that critical race theory is an example of reverse racism and should not be taught.
And so how are we going to build a beloved community without educating, without creating an environment to have conversations as it relates to injustice and things of that nature?
Councilmember Jones also says in order to keep Dr. King's message alive, he feels people have to be bold and put activism on a larger platform.
We actually cannot do this without each other. We actually can't move forward in a positive way unless we're all in the room. We're all a part of the conversation.
Poet and activist Natosha Devon attended the MLK event in Springdale. She says it takes everyone to accomplish his dream.
This word, maladjusted, is the ringing cry to modern child psychology.
Over in the River Valley, the University of Arkansas Fort Smith held their celebration virtually this week with the theme Living the Maladjusted Life, always putting others first. It was inspired by Dr. King's 1963 speech on the campus of Western Michigan University.
And which I hope all men of goodwill will be maladjusted until the good societies realize. I say very honestly that I never intend to become adjusted to segregation and discrimination.
And as many spoke about ways to move our communities forward, they say a more equitable society starts with equal voting opportunities and education. In Fayetteville, covering news where you live, Mike Wilson, 5 News.
All right, Micah, thanks. Martin Luther